So welcome back to another video. I've now got the engine out of the car and onto an engine stand, and hopefully in this video I will start to get the engine stripped down and take the cylinder head off. So in the last video I got the engine and gearbox out of the car. Since then I've taken the gearbox off as well as the clutch and flywheel and mounted the engine up to this engine stand. I've also given the engine a little bit of a wash and taken most of the oil and grease off of it, so it's looking a lot better. So I've got the MGB restoration guide here to help me strip down the top of the engine. I've also printed off some pages from the Moss Motoring website for disassembling these engines, and we'll just see how it goes. So first of all, we will remove the rocker cover, which are just these two bolts here, which just come right off. And then the rocker cover just lifts right off like that. See, now you can see all the rocker gears. There's quite a bit of surface corrosion on some of them, especially around these bits here. And they're all pretty wet. I can't tell if that's water or oil, but we'll just carry on. So the cylinder head nuts and the rocker nuts here, they're all 9/16. And there's a certain order you want to remove these in. So you can see here the order which you want to loosen and tighten these bolts in. So for this one it seems like the head bolt came out instead of the nut coming off, but I'm sure we'll be able to get the nut off at some point. Same things happen to this one here. So now with each of the head bolts out, you can remove the rocker valve bolt nuts, which are 1/2 inch nuts. So now with all of the head studs removed and the rocker valve nuts removed, you can just lift off the rocker valves. And you should be careful in case there are some shims underneath the rocker, the rockers here. There's none on my case, but in the manual it says that in some cases there were shims placed under here. You need to keep those safe and put them back in to the correct one when you put it all back together. So now you remove the push rods here. You need to keep these in the correct order, so grab a piece of cardboard and put them into it. There's all 8 push rods out now. I've got some tape on the end of them to stop them falling through the cardboard, and I've got front and rear marked on the cardboard, and now I'll just put them somewhere safe so they are ready to go back in if I'm going to use them again. Now with all of the cylinder head studs off and the rocker gears off, you should just be able to lift the cylinder head off. So now to remove the head studs, if you get 2 of the nuts, one beneath the other, and then if you try to loosen the bottom one, the whole stud should move and come right out. The cylinders in the engine, this end it's much darker and grittier in the cylinder compared to this end where you can see it's lighter around the edges. I don't really know what I'm looking at, so if anybody can give me any advice on what the cylinders look like, what condition they're in, please, would be much appreciated. And then underneath the cylinder head you can see the valves. If you can help me in any way to what condition they're in, if you're able to tell from this. So that there is how to remove the cylinder head from an MGB. Over here you can see everything that we took off today, including the back plate, clutch and flywheel, which I took off previously. So we can see the cylinder head here still with all of the springs in it. We've also got the rocker shaft and the bolts correctly in the order for the rocker shaft. Got the spark plugs. We've got all the head bolts in the same order that they came out. So this end here and all that end. And then we've got all the push rods in order. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get all these put away safely so they are all in the correct order when stored. And if I'm going to use them again when I'm putting the engine back together, then they're all good to go. So if you're undertaking an MGB engine rebuild yourself, I hope you found this video useful. There will be other videos out soon going through the whole engine rebuild. I've just got to wait for some parts to arrive to get the crankshaft out. But apart from that, thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed it.